I'm an entrepreneur, and you have to sort of default to yes in situations and just trust your instincts. And she blows me off for the weekend. I have a great story of how I just got blown off for a weekend in Paris, and I've got friends there, and I was going to have a good time.
Serena Williams stands tall as one of the greatest female tennis players of all time. She was beloved by many, but one man, Alexis Ohanian, captured her heart and became her husband. Although their love story began like a fairy tale, this multiple Grand Slam champion got a tragic diagnosis that shook their love and might cause a separation neither of them is ready for. How bad is the situation, and what is this diagnosis? Join us as we reveal the tragic diagnosis that is making Serena Williams' husband say goodbye. The tragic diagnosis. As soon as Serena Williams became a mother, what should have been a joyful new chapter in her life became a terrifying nightmare. A horrifying health crisis struck Serena not long after the emergency C-section delivery of her daughter, Olympia. With the stakes being considerably higher than before, her past experiences with blood clots had already made her hypervigilant. The symptoms of a pulmonary embolism, a potentially fatal illness in which blood clots obstruct pulmonary arteries, became clear to her when she started to experience difficulty breathing. The risk was there, but the medical professionals she consulted ignored her worries. No matter how much Serena fought for herself, her body was betraying her in ways she couldn't bear. She was in excruciating pain, and her legs were numb. Her lungs were fighting an uphill battle to get air into her lungs. Her condition worsened after her C-section wound reopened due to her persistent coughing, which is a symptom of the embolism. This wasn't merely one problem, it was a series of crises. In order to treat the blood clots and stop any more from getting to her lungs, she had to undergo numerous surgeries. She became more emotionally and physically vulnerable with each surgery, and she was also more tired. The clots weren't Serena's only enemy. The system that ignored her pleas for help was just as formidable. She was shockingly ignored despite her popularity and awareness of her illness. She demanded a CAT scan and a heparin drip, but the nurses dismissed her concerns, saying she was just paranoid. They informed her that the drugs were making her act irrationally when she persisted. Serena knew what she needed, and her persistence saved her life. A scan eventually confirmed the deadly clot in her lungs, but the delay in treatment came at a steep cost. Even after the surgeries, the suffering didn't end. Serena was left bedridden for 6 weeks, unable to care for her newborn the way she had dreamed. As she lay in bed, she couldn't help but think about how close she had been to losing her kid, husband, and life itself. She would later talk about how she felt so alone and hopeless during those times, unable to enjoy being a mother. For Serena, survival was an uphill battle marked by pain, fear, and an overwhelming sense of helplessness. The emotional toll was immense. Serena had always been a fighter, but this wasn't like any tennis match she had ever played. This time, the opponent wasn't visible, and what was on the line was life itself. What ought to have been a joyful period in her life was overshadowed by the trauma of her near-death experience. She couldn't help but wonder if things would have been different if her warnings had been taken seriously from the start. Serena's entire family felt the effects of this defining moment. As the lady he loved went through unimaginable pain, her husband, Alexis Ohanian, was there for her every step of the way. It was heartbreaking for Alexis to see Serena in such a vulnerable condition. A life-or-death struggle lay ahead for the once invincible Serena Williams as she battled for her survival in a hospital bed. This wasn't the life he had envisioned for them, and it left him questioning how to move forward. As time passed, Serena's recovery was slow and difficult. Although she was thankful for her life, the physical and emotional wounds were evident. Her body bore the marks of her surgeries, and her mind carried the weight of what she had endured. Each moment with her daughter was precious, but it was also bittersweet, knowing how close she had come to not being there. Realizing how delicate life could be was a turning point for Ohanian. It was a moment that forced her and Alexis to confront the harsh realities of mortality. How did Alexis react during this trying period? Keep watching to find out. Serena Williams, husband's reaction. Serena Williams' devastating diagnosis of serious health problems following the birth of their daughter Olympia threw Alexis Ohanian into a difficult situation. Standing by his wife was not the only thing Alexis had to deal with. It was the agonizing experience of seeing the strongest person he knew fight a relentless battle against her own body. The aftermath of Olympia's birth was a harrowing experience. Serena, once an unstoppable force on the tennis court, was now confined to a bed, struggling to recover from life-threatening complications caused by pulmonary embolisms. Alexis watched as Serena endured multiple surgeries and constant pain. Her body weakened to the point that even walking became an impossible task. To see his wife in such a vulnerable state, after years of witnessing her dominate with unparalleled strength, left Alexis feeling helpless and consumed by despair. Those first several weeks were crucial for Serena, and Alexis went above and beyond his role as a father and husband to become her main caregiver and emotional anchor. Each day brought new challenges. Serena required constant medical attention, including daily bandage changes for a wound that refused to heal, as well as a strict regimen of medications to keep her alive. Alexis, who had never imagined himself in such a role, stepped into it without hesitation, driven by love and an overwhelming sense of duty. Every day brought more and more responsibility onto him. Due to Serena's fragility, Alexis was tasked with taking care of both her and their newborn daughter. Alexis was mentally and physically exhausted from taking care of his wife's recovery and their infant, despite the fact that they had access to assistance and resources. He realized later that no amount of advantage or assistance had prepared him for the weight he bore during those difficult months. Alexis, despite all this, stayed at Serena's side. He became her advocate, fighting for her to get the medical attention she required. Alexis's vigilance became a lifeline for Serena as she fought toward her recovery, but the experience left scars on him as well. Every sleepless night spent worrying about Serena's survival, every moment spent fearing the worst, took a toll on his spirit. The strain of the ordeal was unrelenting. As Serena's recovery dragged on, Alexis found himself in a constant state of emotional exhaustion. The joy of being a new father was overshadowed by the grim reality of his wife's fragile health. As Alexis struggled with the unknown of Serena's future, even the happy times with Olympia had a hint of sadness. It was clear that Alexis had been deeply affected by the ordeal, even though he seldom discussed his personal suffering. He was a pillar of strength for Serena and Olympia, putting his own feelings on the back burner as he bore the burden of his wife's hardships. However, the challenges were finally beginning to overwhelm him. Alexis had to make a tough choice regarding their family's future as Serena slowly began to feel better. He was at a breaking point emotionally and physically after the struggle, and he began to wonder what more sacrifices were required and what was best for everyone going forward. Alexis's commitment to his family. With all of the challenges Alexis had to face and the emotional toll it took on him, many began to wonder if the tech entrepreneur would call it quits, especially when you consider how fragile celebrity marriages are these days. After all, there is so much that a man can take. Given the level of difficulty he faced, the thought must have crossed his mind. Rather than take the easy way out and walk away from his family during what many might call a challenging period, Alexis has embraced his role as a husband and father with renewed strength. Alexis Ohanian's deeds reveal a tale of steadfast devotion and affection for his family. The road to starting a family for the couple hasn't always been easy. Even though these hardships would have broken any family, Alexis kept his head down and put his strength into laying a solid groundwork for Serena and Olympia. He became Serena's cornerstone of support, allowing her to heal and flourish as a mother and a legendary athlete on a global scale. In the years following Olympia's birth, the Ohanian Williams household blossomed with love. Alexis made time for the simple pleasures of family life, like preparing pancakes every Sunday, or dressing Olympia like a little superhero for her first Halloween. These seemingly simple moments created a sense of stability and happiness that transformed their home into a haven of laughter and connection. When Serena decided to evolve away from tennis, it wasn't just a career change, but a life shift for their family. Alexis wholeheartedly supported this decision, knowing it was a step toward their shared dream of growing their family. The happy parents to be made the announcement at the Met Gala in 2023, beaming with joy and pride. Their second baby moon, a trip to Italy, symbolized the joy and anticipation they felt as they prepared to welcome another little one. Adira's birth brought new light to their lives. Alexis described their home as being teeming with love, a sentiment reflected in how he introduced Olympia to her baby sister. Not only were these events significant, but they also served as cherished reminders of Alexis's unwavering commitment to his family. He clearly views fatherhood as an honor, not a duty, one he gets to enjoy each and every day. Beyond the obvious displays of affection, Alexis's commitment to Serena and their daughters has no bounds. Even though he once whisked Serena away to Italy to fulfill an impulse, his love is defined by his more subdued, consistent gestures. From a hearty Sunday breakfast to his constant presence through life's highs and lows, he makes sure his family knows how much they mean to him. What matters most to Alexis is simply being present, to the fullest, most active, and most loving degree. The joy and harmony of the Ohanian Williams family resonate in how they spend their time together. Alexis is the life of the party. Whether it's a family trip to Greece or Serena's final US Open, and he's the one who starts the celebrations and makes the memories. He's a doting father figure who frequently spends time with Olympia, educating her about the world and its wonders, while also modeling the importance of hard work. His playful energy and genuine affection for his girls make every moment they share even more special. In every public appearance and social media post, the love between Alexis and Serena is unmistakable. As Serena and her husband celebrated their 7th wedding anniversary in 2024, she expressed her deepest gratitude to him for being an exceptional father to their girls. Alexis responded with equal admiration, praising Serena not just as a phenomenal athlete, but as an extraordinary mother who has given him the 2 greatest humans he's ever known. What binds their family together is their mutual appreciation. The way Alexis manages his personal life and his career as a tech entrepreneur demonstrates his determination to put his family first. He has often spoken about wanting Olympia and Adira to see him working, but never at the expense of quality family time. His ability to integrate his professional aspirations with his personal responsibilities reflects his commitment to building a life where his daughters feel inspired and supported. Despite the initial challenges, Alexis has absolutely no intention of saying goodbye to his lovely family. His commitment to Serena and his girls is just growing stronger. Amidst life's ups and downs, Alexis has made the conscious decision to live in the now, love deeply, and provide a bright future for his family. The Ohanian Williams family is an inspiration to all those who look for a happy medium in a world where so many families fall short. Now, let's take a look at how family life has influenced some major decisions Alexis Ohanian has made in recent times. Family life has greatly shaped Alexis Ohanian's personal and professional decisions, redefining his priorities and inspiring his advocacy for meaningful change. Earlier in his career, Alexis concentrated on establishing online communities as a notable entrepreneur and co-founder of Reddit. But once he and Serena Williams became parents to Olympia and Adira, his outlook changed. As a result, he made courageous, ethical decisions that demonstrated his will to improve the lives of his children and countless others. Alexis stepped down from Reddit's board, a decision rooted in both personal convictions and his role as a father. Alexis reflected on Reddit's complicity in encouraging racist and vile content after the murder of George Floyd triggered global demonstrations against institutional racism. He couldn't make sense of his role on the platform, given his daughter's black heritage. Not content with just resigning, he used the opportunity to teach his daughter Olympia the importance of doing the right thing, no matter how tough it gets.
The Reddit board. I have urged them to fill my seat with a black candidate.
Alexis demanded that a black board member take his place and promised to give back to the black community with his anticipated stock profits of over $50 million. By standing up to injustice, he taught his children the value of honesty and leadership. Alexis did more than just quit Reddit. He shifted his focus to causes that shared his beliefs. Along with co-founding the women's soccer team Angel City FC, he also created 776, an investment fund with an emphasis on producing social change. His unwavering determination to create a better world for his girls is evident in his endeavors. Making his children proud is Alexis's ultimate goal, as he has stated time and time again, proving that fatherhood is still guiding his career path. The fact that he decided to leave Reddit and start a new legacy shows how his family influenced his goals. The experience of fatherhood has influenced Alexis's perspective on work-life balance, especially as it pertains to men. After going through the birth of his own children, he became an outspoken supporter of parental leave. His advocacy for parental leave began with his own experience during Serena's pregnancy and Olympia's birth in 2017. Serena faced life-threatening complications, including an emergency C-section and pulmonary embolisms, which left her in a fragile state during recovery. Alexis took 16 weeks of paid paternity leave, a decision that proved invaluable as he cared for both his wife and their newborn daughter. Those weeks taught him the importance of fathers being present during critical early moments, not just for bonding with their children, but also for supporting their partners physically and emotionally. Alexis felt more secure in his fatherly role during this leave period. He felt ill-prepared to be a father at first because he had no experience with babies or younger siblings. When he was at home with Olympia, he learned how to change her diapers and calm her cries. Becoming accustomed to these duties allowed him to reimagine his role as an involved father. Alexis frequently emphasizes that in his household, there is no stigma or term like babysitting, because parental responsibilities are divided equally. His advocacy for other fathers to have the same opportunity was shaped by these early experiences, which also cemented his bond with Olympia. The necessity for societal reform regarding parental leave was brought to light by Alexis's experience. He eventually became an outspoken advocate for policies that would allow working fathers to take time off without worrying about their jobs. He argues that paid leave benefits families by fostering stronger bonds and reducing stress during a challenging transition. For Alexis, the time he spent caring for his family during those critical weeks was not just a privilege, but a necessity. It allowed him to support Serena's recovery while building a foundation of trust and connection with Olympia. The lessons Alexis acquired as a new father continue to shape his life. He still places a premium on spending time with his loved ones, whether that's at Olympia's soccer games, the aquarium, or just hanging out at home. He makes time for Serena and their girls by rescheduling his busy schedule, proving that his family is more important to him than his career. His efforts reflect a broader message about the importance of being an active and present father, regardless of professional obligations. By sharing his story, Ohanian has inspired a broader conversation about the role of fathers in parenting. He proved that fathers, like mothers and children, can undergo beneficial personal growth when they take parental leave. It equips them with the confidence and skills to share responsibilities at home, fostering stronger family relationships and challenging outdated societal norms. Normalizing paternity leave and dismantling gender preconceptions regarding gender roles in parenting have been aided by Alexis's efforts, which have inspired other men to stand up and demand comparable legislation. Alexis Ohanian's life demonstrates how family can redefine one's purpose and priorities. From stepping down from Reddit to standing by Serena during her most challenging moments, his actions are guided by a deep commitment to his role as a husband and father. His life demonstrates how important it is to prioritize one's family over career and social demands. Through his unwavering commitment to leading with love and conviction, Alexis has transformed his own life and encouraged others to reconsider their roles as fathers and leaders. With all the good he is doing for his family and the world, Alexis still has some battles to fight. Alexis Ohanian Health Challenges. Life has a way of throwing surprises, and Alexis Ohanian, known for standing strong by his family through thick and thin, now finds himself facing a personal battle. After receiving the surprise diagnosis of Lyme disease during a regular health check, Alexis took to social media to inform his followers of the news. Even though he isn't exhibiting any symptoms, he is taking his diagnosis seriously, beginning treatment right away, and drawing strength from his family's unfaltering support, particularly his wife, Serena Williams, who has been so supportive during this ordeal. The news came as a shock to the Ohanian community, because Lyme disease is more prevalent in areas like the northeastern United States and is generally linked to tick bites. The diagnosis comes as a complete shock, because he rarely visits locations with this risk. The good news is that a thorough health scan discovered his case early, so he can get a head start in tackling the illness. The way Ohanian has responded is truly motivating. He publicly announced his diagnosis to bring attention to the issue and inspire others to be more involved in their own health care, as he consistently advocates for a proactive approach. As he begins therapy, which includes antibiotics, and a recommitment to a better lifestyle, his optimism is evident. He is making progress. He has noticed a decrease in his cholesterol and is determined to keep himself healthy. His unwavering will to not allow Lyme disease to hinder his progress is evident in these measures. Serena Williams' encouragement has been a lifeline during his period. Serena is now lending a helping hand to Alexis, whom she had relied on when she was ill. She is making sure he has what he needs to maintain an optimistic outlook and concentrate on getting well. As they face this challenge side by side, the couple's bond, formed through caring for one another and perseverance, has come full circle. His honesty and determination are the things that make Alexis's story so inspiring. By sharing his story, he is not only advocating for better health awareness, but also demonstrating the power of a strong support system. His message encourages others to prioritize regular health checks, even when they feel perfectly fine. Early detection has given him a significant advantage in managing Lyme disease, a lesson that he hopes will inspire his audience to take proactive steps for their own health. This part of Ohanian's life shows how good a person he is. Whether it's by making dietary changes, maintaining treatment consistency, or drawing strength from his family's love and support, he is tackling his illness directly. The fact that Alexis has never wavered in his duties as a husband and father, despite his illness, is an inspiration. With Serena by his side, he is turning this challenge into an opportunity to grow stronger as an individual and as a family. Their unwavering determination shows that no matter the challenges they face, together, they can overcome anything life throws their way. What are your thoughts on Alexis's commitment to his wife, Serena Williams, and daughters? Kindly share your answers, thoughts, and opinions in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel to enjoy more videos like this. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.